What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Javier.
I'm Jack.
And this is PM Football. In honor of College Football 26 coming out, we're going to do our season predictions for the Power 4 conferences. And, of course, because we're ODU guys, we're going to have to throw in the Sun Belt in there. So, starting off, we're going to start with the ACC. Angel, why don't you kick things off with us?
Yep, we're going to talk about our conference winners for the P4 schools, like you said. And we're starting with the ACC. I'm going with the favorites. I'm going with Clemson. Like I said, they're the favorites to win the conference. They won it last year. It's Cade Klubnik time. I know you're not a fan.
Not at all.
I think he could ball out this year. I'm not saying he is like a generational talent or an absolute baller, but I do think there is talent there, and I think he could ball out this year. They have several top-profile players that are on the top of their position around the country, like T.J. Parker, who was an edge with 12 sacks last year. Peter Woods, a D-tackle with 9 TFLs last year. Avion Terrell had 12 pass deflections as a corner.
It's AJ's brother.
Oh, nice. Oh, it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Antonio Williams had 75 receptions for 904 yards and 11 touchdowns last year. And Blake Miller, who's one of the top offensive tackles in the country, allowed 0 sacks and only 1 QB hit and 485 pass blocking snaps last year. So all the guys I just listed are seen as very high top guys in their position throughout the country. And let's face it, the ACC isn't the strongest conference. So with all of that being said, I think this is Clemson's conference to lose.
Are we going to give a rebuttal?
If you guys want,
Well,
sure.
I also picked Clemson.
All right.
Perfect.
So, I'm a big believer in Cade Klubnik, unlike you.
Yeah. I don't know what the hate is for.
I think Cade Klubnik's a really good quarterback, and I think he's going to go in top 5 of the draft next year. Big Dabo Sweeney guy. And we also have not a former friend, but we have a friend that works for Clemson. So,
Shout out
Loves
Obi.
cake.
Go Tigers.
Shout out Obi.
Yeah.
Who's your winner?
So, before I go to my team, I agree that Clemson has all of the talent in the world.
Yeah.
I think that they might have the most talented roster in the ACC. But, again, not being a big fan of Cade Klubnik, I think the defense, if this team is going to be good, the defense is going to have to carry this team, which they very might well do. They have an elite defense. I'll give them that. But the winners of the ACC this year are going to be Miami. I have Miami as my winner because I think Carson Beck replicates what Cam Ward did last year. Cristobal has shown that he's had success with bringing in these transfer quarterbacks and maximizing their potential. They also brought in CJ Daniels from LSU, who didn't have a great season last year. He only had about 400 yards. But the season before, when he was at Liberty, had 1,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. And then on top of that, they have a really stout offensive line. They have James Brockermeyer that they brought in from TCU, I believe he was at last year. He was at Alabama and TCU. I'm pretty sure he was at TCU last year. And then they also have a projected first-round pick in Francis Muaga as their left tackle. They have a very, very stout offensive line. And then they overhauled their defense. That was their biggest qualm for them last year. They were not good defensively. They gave up 25 points a game. But they brought in Minnesota's defensive coordinator, Corey Heatherman. For Minnesota, they only gave up 16.9 points a game. And then they hit the transfer portal hard. They brought in 5 4-star defensive players from the portal, 3 DBs, 1 from UVA, 1 from Wisconsin, and 1 from Michigan State. And the smallest guy's 6 foot. They brought in a 6 foot, 6'2", and a 6'3" DB. And then they brought in their defensive lineman, who's going to probably be their biggest impact player from the transfer portal. His name's David Blay Jr. He played for La Tech last year and was first team All USA, Conference USA. And then the biggest part to this team is Ruben Bain Jr. Ruben Bain Jr. right now is projected to be a top 5 to 10 pick. He balled out his freshman year at 7.5 sacks, was injured most of last year, only played 5 games, and he only had 3.5 sacks. Guy with a lot of potential, a guy that to me is probably going to be a top 10 pick in this year's draft. And then when you combine all these things together, I think that the right pieces are in place for this team to continue to be as good as they were last year, if not better. And I'm just not as much as I like Clemson, I like the talent they have. I'm just not a Cade Klubnik believer.
I just don't understand how, if looking at how both these guys played last year, how you could have more faith in Carson Beck than Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
I know that he did not have a good year last year. That's fair.
With a lot of talent
But
around him.
Yeah.
to the same point, Klubnik didn't have a good year before that. And then he turned it around last year to somewhat of a degree. I still don't think he played great last year. He played better. I still don't think he played great. But
He showed a lot more flashes than Carson Beck.
maybe.
I don't even think I think it's a consensus thing that Cade Klubnik showed a lot more last year than Carson Beck did. And I'm not even trying to say Carson Beck's a bad quarterback, because we talked about this before. Could have been circumstance, it could have been whatever, right? But to look at how they both performed last year and to say, hey, Carson Beck is giving me more of a chance to win games, or is making me think he's better than Cade Klubnik. I just don't understand that.
I just have trust in Carson, because it's kind of flipped with Carson and Cade. Carson had a better 2023 season than Cade, and then Carson fell off and Cade kind of picked it up. So that's kind of where the Mario Cristobal thing comes in. And as good as Cam Ward was at Washington State, he really took it to the next level when he came to Miami.
Yeah.
And that's what I think that Carson Beck can do with Mario Cristobal. I'm just putting a lot of faith in Cristobal. I think he's done a really good job of turning that team around, which was a joke for a long time.
Yeah,
Miami
it
was a joke for a long time.
Yeah, it was.
And I think he's done a good job of being able to hit the portal and develop guys into NFL players.
I think Miami's going to be good, but I think Clemson's going to be elite this year. I think they're going to be a top 5 team.
I think they're going to be even better than they were last year.
Yeah, they're going to be a top 5 team in the country, so I think that their talent just outweighs Miami for now.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to the Big 12. I have Kansas State winning the Big 12. Kind of similar to Clemson. They are the favorites to win right now. And I think the biggest thing that's making me predict that they are going to win the conference is I'm pretty high on quarterback Avery Johnson. He showed really good flashes last year. They also switched the offensive coordinator, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But he was on the staff last year as the pass game coordinator, I believe. So he already has that relationship with Avery Johnson. I think if those two have a strong connection, a strong relationship, it can only exceed them even further. So I have Kansas State winning the Big 12.
Do you have Kansas State?
I have Kansas State.
Okay.
You do as well?
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you,
I'm also a huge Avery Johnson fan.
I mean, he showed some really good flashes.
He's
last
going to
year.
be an elite quarterback. But he already is nearing elite status to me.
By his final year in
But
college.
yeah, he's really special.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, I actually have firsthand experience of seeing Avery Johnson play in person against Texas. He wasn't even supposed to start that game. It was going to be Will Howard the entire way. 2 hours before the game starts, they say, hey, Will Howard's not playing, which my heart dropped to my...
Yep.
It dropped.
Yeah.
Because I had done scouting for Will Howard the entire week, and then they announce he's not starting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no.
You thought your ball just get chewed out?
Yes.
Oh,
but
that's a nightmare.
we
man.
won in overtime, thankfully. We won 36-33, I believe.
Yeah.
That's not the point, though. Kansas State is for sure going to win this Big 12. Their team is so stacked. If you look at it, they have Dylan Edwards. Yes, that Dylan Edwards from Colorado, the guy that scored 4 touchdowns in Deion's opening game with Colorado. Everybody remembers him. He left after 1 season at Colorado, went to Kansas State, didn't have a crazy season last year, but in his bowl game last year, he had like 200 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. And then they bring in another running back transfer named Gabe Irvin from Nebraska, who is that thunder to Dylan Edwards lightning. He's 6', 220. And if you look up a picture of this guy, he literally looks like Thor. Like, he's just massive. And they were the only team in Power 4 last year to have 3 players rush for 5.4 yards a game. or 5.4 yards a carry. They had 3 guys do that, and I think Avery Johnson was included into that.
No, he's
But
a
yeah,
dog, man.
Avery Johnson is the perfect dual threat quarterback to have. He was
Got
one of
size to him, too.
he was one of 9 quarterbacks last year to throw for 25 and rush for 7.
Yeah.
So he's in
He's insane.
elite company.
Nah,
He's insane.
like for real, he's a dog. For
Yeah.
real. All right, moving on to the Big Ten. I'll go first because I already said this a couple weeks ago. Well, I think is going to win the Big Ten in our hot take video for college football. I have Oregon. They won it last year. They have Dante Moore, which is a transfer from UCLA, who showed a lot of potential. I already talked about the O-line and how they build their roster around the O-line. They brought in 3 O-linemen from the portal, including Isaiah World from Nevada, who is considered the top tackle in the portal. And Dan Lannon, I honestly think Dan Lannon is that dude. He's a top 3 head coach in the country, one of the best recruiters, regardless of position in the country. I really have high hopes for Oregon this year.
I think they're going to be a solid team this year too.
Is that who
Not
you picked?
solid enough though. No, who are you picking?
Interesting.
I'm going with a shocker.
Ooh.
The Big Ten champs this year will be the University of Michigan.
Ooh. Interesting.
We're gonna make it, or they're gonna make it. Sorry, I don't know why I said we.
The old fandom's coming out.
Yeah.
Shout out Garrett Clausen.
Current, whatever you want to say, Michigan fan. Bryce Underwood has the potential to win Heisman this year, in my opinion.
As a freshman.
Really?
As a freshman,
true-
that's
Is he a true freshman or a redshirt?
True
true
freshman.
freshman. I
freshman.
think that's my bold prediction of the year.
It's funny you didn't say that during your bold predictions video.
I wasn't in that video.
It's true.
Fair point.
But yeah, I believe in Michigan. They're gonna make it 4 years in a row, or 5 years in a row against Ohio State.
You were the one that said that.
4 years, right? This will be the 4th year.
They're going for 5 in a row.
Oh, 5 in a
Michigan
row.
is,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, they're gonna make it 5 in a row against Ohio State, because I'm pretty sure the game's in Michigan this year.
It
Yes.
is in Michigan.
It's at
this
Michigan.
We
year.
got
this
yelled
year.
at in the
I
comments
got
from
attacked, even though we corrected
Yes,
ourselves.
you guys just
literally
didn't
5
finish-
seconds later.
You literally just didn't finish watching the
We
video.
literally waited 5 or 10 more seconds. We corrected ourselves.
They got a couple transfers at receiver. They got Donovan McCulley and Anthony Simpson, 2 guys with a lot of experience. I think that's going to bring some help to that receiving core, and I just think they're going to have an elite offense. They always have a really good O-line. The defense should be good, so I just think Michigan. It's going to be hard, but I think if Bryce Underwood plays to the standard that I think he can play to, I think they definitely have a chance.
It's definitely a hot take. I'll give you that.
First of all,
Definitely a hot take.
I just want to say you're crazy because I don't even know if Bryce Underwood's going to be the starter
He
yet.
will.
They brought in another quarterback from the portal. that-
Look, I'll
I
say,
would like to say.
is it crazy? Yes, but I don't think it's impossible.
Sure.
Wait,
I'll
which
agree with
quarterback
that.
are you talking about?
I believe it's Garcia.
Oh, Jake Garcia,
Yeah.
Where'd he come from?
ECU, not good.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm
Shout out
taking Bryce.
ECU, but
No, I'm taking Bryce over him, honestly.
Jake Garcia is.
No, obviously you would hope Bryce Underwood could win that starting job, but why would you think?
But that's what I'm saying though. If he has all this competition and he comes out and wins the starting
He's
job,
a true freshman.
that just shows how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a 5-star #1 quarterback in the country. I
Well,
hope
yeah,
he
but
could-
you still don't start usually right out of college unless
You're
like
right.
who?
I mean, he
like
just
Trevor
went-
Lawrence. Trevor
He
Lawrence
went to
did
like
that.
the best possible scenario to start right away because they didn't have a quarterback.
And
But
they have Mikey Keene too. He's the guy from Fresno State.
not familiar.
But yeah, I think that he's going to take that team to the Big Ten championship and solidify a playoff spot for them.
Definitely a hot take.
My Big Ten champion this year. I like that we all have different people.
Perfect.
I have Penn State. Now,
I think that's. I'll let you finish my bit.
again, me and Angel have been some of the biggest Penn State haters, I believe.
I wouldn't necessarily say
All right, well, let me
haters.
clarify.
We're just Sean
James
Franklin.
James Franklin.
Truthers. I don't know why I said
I mean,
Sean Franklin.
for
James,
good reason.
James Franklin
We're just James Franklin truthers.
has never been able to win the big game. He's never done it.
Yeah.
But the reason I think that he can do it this year, the offensive continuity. They have 9 returning starters on that offense. Drew Aller's coming back where everybody kind of thought he was probably going to enter the draft this year in a weaker draft class. He's coming back. They got both of their 1,000-yard
I was about to say, they got
running
some
backs
dogs
coming
at
back.
running back.
Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, Though that's easily the best running back
I
room
would
in
take
college football.
those two over Ohio State's running back room.
I would take those two over some NFL teams.
Let's simmer down. Now.
I'm not like
No,
those
let's
two
simmer
are
down
going to
now.
be first round and second round draft picks.
Probably, but like, let's simmer down now.
Sure, I'll say, but first and second round draft picks.
Sure.
In my opinion, they're going to have an aggressive run game with a very improved passing game with Aller. Aller took massive leaps last year. He was very inaccurate the season before, improved his completion percentage, played a lot better. And then you move over to the defensive side of the ball. They lose Abdul Carter. Huge missing piece to that offense now. But
Going to a great franchise, by the way.
people don't realize that the guy opposite of him played just as good, if not better, than him at some
He is a
points of the
stud.
season last year. Deny Dennis Sutton. He's a bigger Abdul Carter. Like
He's a stud.
he's not as athletic as him probably, but he's about 3 inches taller, just as quick,
strong, man.
super strong, way better edge setter than Abdul was. But this dude's probably going to be a top 20 pick in the draft.
Yes.
Easily. Maybe scooches into the top 10 if he does exactly what he did
now,
last
I
year.
would say top 10, honestly.
Yeah. And they have a good DB room highlighted by A.J. Harris. He's been a great player for them. He's probably in the first round, second round contention. And then just because I know this guy, I'm going to shout him out, and he's probably going to be a starter for them this year. Alonzo Ford.
Shout out
Alonzo Ford's going to have a
Great guy.
big breakout season for the Penn
I hope
State
so.
Nittany Lions.
Yeah.
He's in line to be a starter for them. He's a transfer from ODU 2 years ago.
Great player.
Didn't play much for them last year. Was in situationally,
I
but
think he was hurt last year.
he might have been.
I think he was hurt.
You also got to see who's on that roster. Like, they got studs all around.
They
that
do,
line.
but right now they currently have him listed as a starter.
As they should. He's a
Yeah.
dog.
No, he is.
Zoe is a dog,
Mm-hmm.
man.
So with all that taken into account, I have Penn State winning the Big Ten, which doesn't pain me to do, but I'm very nervous about it just because of who was at the head of that team.
I was about to say, this might be a little controversial. I think saying Penn State is going to win it is more controversial and more of a hotter take than saying Michigan.
I don't agree with that.
Simply because James Franklin is the head coach.
I don't agree with that simply because their team is just that much better.
And I agree that their team, talent-wise on paper, absolutely, the team is more talented than Michigan.
Like, call me crazy. This is kind of crazy. I think Penn State has a chance to win the national championship next year.
I mean, they made the playoffs last year. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. It's just
Like, I think that they're
again,
one of
like,
the top three teams.
I personally, and I think everyone shouldn't trust James Franklin.
Yeah,
with the
he
big
hasn't.
names.
He's never
That's
been able
my
to prove
big-
it.
If it wasn't for that, I would have no issue.
Totally
with
agree.
that.
But I just think the talent this year is severely outweighing the talent that they've had. It's like those two running backs should be in the NFL right now. It's simple. They should both be in the NFL. Drew Aller should be in the NFL. Dennis Smith should be in the NFL. Like, all these guys are NFL players coming back to be top 10 picks.
No, I agree with
Like,
you. I
they
agree.
have a team full of studs, and I think that in a year, and it's funny that none of us said Ohio State.
I was literally gonna say it's really
Good.
funny,
But that's what I was going
that
to...
no one said Ohio State at this table.
The thing that worries me about them, the thing that worries me about Michigan, the thing that worries me about Oregon, these guys are all bringing in new quarterbacks. Penn State
Exactly.
is bringing all this continuity back. They lost, I think...
I'm a Drew Aller fan too.
He's
they,
good.
they lost, I think Julian Fleming was one of the only players they lost on offense. And I
Who?
think they lost Penn State.
I thought he was on Ohio State.
He transferred to Penn State. He played for them last year. I think they lost Fleming, and I think they lost one of their offensive linemen, but they brought in a transfer to replace that guy from, I think, Wisconsin, I believe. Regardless,
Good O-lineman.
exactly. Regardless, this is the best Penn State team we might have ever seen. And we've seen some really good
I
Penn
think
State
I could
teams.
agree with you there. They're very loaded. I'm not denying that roster is extremely loaded.
Like, of course,
could
you got the
say there's-
Saquon year. But
You could argue there is no excuse for it to not work out for James
Yeah.
Franklin. Like, if it doesn't work out this year with that roster, like, there's already questions with James Franklin. Like, you seriously have to have conversations with James Franklin if he can't do anything with the roster they have right now.
there's serious talks of him being
Absolutely.
one. Yes.
Absolutely. Going on to the SEC, which I think a lot of people have a lot of high hopes for this upcoming season. It's supposed to be an absolute gauntlet this upcoming season.
It's absolute.
I'll start off. I'm going with Georgia. Why? Because it's Georgia. Why not Georgia? I have been in love with their defense for years now. Absolute dogs over there, no pun intended. Like,
There was a very big pun
what
intended.
else could you say about Georgia? Even Gunnar Stockton showed flashes last year. He's supposed to be their starting quarterback this year. Like, what can you say about Georgia? Why not Georgia?
I don't believe in Gunnar Stockton,
Okay, fair. It's a small sample size.
but I don't know. I think he's better. I think he's better than Carson Beck.
I think
that's
he
a
has
bold
the
take.
chance
I
to
think
be better
He can
than
be better.
Carson
Yeah,
Beck.
I think I should have said that. I think he can be better than Carson Beck.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've just all of a sudden become a Carson Beck believer.
I don't know why either.
But
I do not understand.
I mean,
People are going the opposite way, and you're like, no, I believe in this guy.
yeah, I do.
Which,
But-
if it works out, psh, I'd show off about that.
Yeah.
All right, Jack, who do you have?
For the SEC, I'm picking LSU to win the conference.
Kind of going
I
against the
think
grain with you.
This is
Yeah, I
gonna
was
be
about to say.
this is gonna be a great LSU team this year.
I agree
Garrett
with that.
Nussmeier is a dog at quarterback. The receiving core is deep. They have Aaron Anderson, Nick Anderson, and Barrion Brown, all three very strong receivers for them. They have a lot of tight end depth. On defense, they have their secondary is really good. They brought in Mansour Delane from Virginia Tech, who was an absolute dog. And when we were playing against Virginia Tech, he was just completely locked down against us. So Mansour Delane's a really, really good cornerback. I just think their defense. They still have Harold Perkins too, which I kind of forgot about
Yes.
because he didn't play. Did he?
So Harold Perkins to me is one of the most interesting people in college football. He's a guy that you think left 3 years ago, but has
he's
still been in college.
He's still good though. Harold Perkins was supposed to be like a top 5 pick this year.
He was supposed to be a top 5 pick 2 years ago, and then he got hurt that year. Next year they were like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be a top 5 pick." Got hurt
But
again,
it's still college.
and now he's in first round mock drafts this year. So
And we'll see what happens.
yeah,
They still have Harold Perkins. Secondary is really good, and they have a really good quarterback. I think they have all the pieces to win this SEC this year. It's going to be hard, obviously, going against Georgia, Alabama, and all those big schools. But I think this could be the year for LSU since, 2020, I think, was the last time they won the SEC
with that stacked team,
with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Chase,
And that
Jefferson.
just insane team. Every single
Stud
starter
stud
was
after stud
every
after
single
stud,
player's on the
yeah.
NFL team right
Even
now.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a dog on that team.
Their
thought he was
defense
gonna
was
be so
crazy.
good.
Yeah, I think this is the year LSU comes back and wins the SEC.
Interesting.
Not so fast.
Oh.
You did mention the two teams though. You said Georgia and you said Alabama.
He said LSU.
No, he said Georgia
Oh,
and
my
Alabama
bad,
as
my
the
bad.
other big
My
dogs
bad,
in the
my bad, my
SEC.
bad.
Alabama is back this year. I am
Okay.
fully in belief that this team, talent-wise, is significantly better than it was last year. You have Ryan Williams
Dog.
as potentially the best player in college football on your roster.
Dog.
As a sophomore,
Yep.
this guy is like just turning 18 years old.
Mhm.
One of the best players in the country. The biggest thing that this team did was bring back, or not bring back, but DeBoer gets to bring back Ryan Grubb. He was his offensive coordinator at Washington. I believe he was with the Seahawks last year. Got fired. Things didn't really work out there for them. Goes back to college. Now he's with Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, who's a transfer from Miami, had 7 touchdowns for them last year, and reunites with Jeremy Bernard, who was with him at Washington. Look at what he did at Washington. He had Penix, Odunze, and Jalen Polk looking like the best team in college football. They probably were at some point during that season. Now he's got Ty Simpson, Ryan Williams, and those 3 guys that I just named. That's better. That's more talent. I truly believe that's more a talented team. Now, Penix took 5 years to get to the point he was at. Simpson is in his 3rd year, I believe. I think he's a redshirt sophomore or he's a redshirt junior. 3rd or 4th season. It's his time to shine. If Simpson can take that step, the sky's the limit for them. not to mention that they have a really stacked running back group. That's what really made Washington a great team, is that they were always able to have a solid run game.
Mm-hmm.
They have Jam Miller and they have Richard Young, two really good running backs, two very solid running backs that are never really injured and can always be in the game for you. So it really is just all dependent on how much of a leap Ty Simpson can take. And if he does, I think that they kind of run away with this SEC, because that defense is just stacked. They're getting back Deontay Lawson, who tore his ACL, I believe, last year. They're getting back Keon Sabb, the transfer that was from Michigan. He, I think, broke his foot. What, you're not a big Keon Sabb fan?
No, I followed him on Instagram when he committed to Michigan, and then the next time I saw him post, he was at Alabama, so I was like, unfollow, yeah.
Big time player, though. You gotta get him that.
Yeah.
No?
You followed him for a reason.
He's good.
Damani Jackson. He's like a 6'4" corner, just absolute stud. Very Sauce Gardner-ish. He's very thin, wiry frame, doesn't give up a lot of passes. Their defense is always going to be stacked. It's Alabama. They got LT Overton, I believe, still too.
He's going to be good this year.
Very, very stacked team from the bottom up. And I think their coaching staff got better, which was a very needed change for them. Their offense was just super stale last year, and it didn't help that Milroe wasn't the greatest quarterback, at least quarterback-wise. Like, he was a great athlete, but playing quarterback's a little different than just being a good athlete.
I think it's going to be a very fun SEC.
Yeah, I think so,
I
too.
have very high hopes.
Because,
for the
again,
SEC.
just like the SEC we did with the Big Ten, none of us named Texas.
Yeah.
Like, Texas is the favorite
I was
right
going to
now.
pick Texas.
They are the
Some
they're the
sleepers we have
favorite.
Texas
I do,
A&M,
because
we
I
have
also-
Florida. Like, there are some
I
sleepers.
do love Arch Manning.
The thing that's going to be fun about this year with the SEC is kind of like the Big Ten. A lot of teams are in that transitional phase of the quarterback
I was
position.
going to say there's a lot of young, talented quarterbacks at the SEC, which should be very exciting.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like, I do think Alabama is going to take a step up this year. They were probably my second choice. Probably them and Texas were probably tied for my second choice. But I was honestly considering Alabama. Like, I do expect a major step up for Alabama this year. I think they have a real shot at it.
Now, here, if they don't, you think he's gone already?
I think it depends how the season goes. Like, if it's a 10-11 win season, like, what do you mean? Like, did they miss on the playoffs?
SEC.
entirely?
Do they make the SEC championship?
No, then I think
If they don't make the SEC championship.
I think as long as they make the playoffs, because they missed it last year, I think as long as they make the playoffs, he should be good. If he doesn't, then I think that's when
The question.
eyebrows start to get raised. Like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
All right, Jack being a current employer of ODU football, us being former employers of ODU football, we have to include the Sun Belt. I say we save Jack for last since he is currently in the Sun Belt. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Mine is a little bit of a hot take, possibly. This one took me a while to decide. My Sun Belt champions for this upcoming season, I have Georgia Southern.
Wow.
Yeah. There are a few reasons I'm going with Georgia Southern. They're not the favorites to win. QB.
Are they even the second favorites to win?
I think they're like tied for third or fourth
I was going to say, weren't they bad last
For
year?
the East or the South? Or
for the
East or
entire conference.
the entire conference?
They were pretty
Inside-
bad last year, weren't they?
They were middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I think we finished better than them.
Quarterback J.C. French showed some flashes last year. He just needs to limit the turnovers. They were very active in the transfer portal, more than your average team. These are just some of the guys they got, and I'm just going to go through them quickly. Tight end Jackson Lawn out of Georgia Tech. Defensive lineman Marcus Downs out of UCF. Wide receiver Brian Green out of Florida. Cornerback A.J. Brown out of Ole Miss. Safety Jaden Davis, Georgia Tech. Safety Antonio White, Rutgers. D lineman Uche Ilo, Georgia Tech. Wide receiver Camden Brown, Auburn. These are just some of the guys they got out of the transfer portal. These are, I'm not going to say high-profile names, but they come from high-profile places. And when you go from a high-profile place like that to a conference like the Sun Belt, you're expected to not only get play time, but make an impact.
Yep.
Head coach Clay Helton has consistently had Georgia Southern playing quality football through his years there, and I don't see why that would change this year. I know it's a little bit of a hot take, but I think this could be Georgia Southern's year to win the conference.
Wow. What a good job selling. Like, that was good sell job that they could win it.
Like for real, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
There's only one issue, though.
What's the issue?
We have been around those players, and we know
Fair point.
that there's a reason
Fair
that
point.
those players are no longer at those schools.
Fair point, but kind of quick counter. Some of them work out. Not all, and I agree, not all of them. Some of them do
All right,
end up
can you at
working
least
out.
agree with me? There's maybe like a 5% hit rate with those guys.
I'd go higher than 5, but I agree you would like to hit it.
Because you just
more
named
than
about
you-
10 guys. I would be ecstatic if 2 of those guys hit.
Nah, I would agree. There's a less than half hit rate on that. I absolutely agree, but I think 5's a little too low.
Like, we've seen guys coming in from Georgia. We've seen guys coming in from
Maryland.
A lot of
West
places.
Virginia, yes.
Very high-profile places.
State.
And still prove to you, whoa, wait, what?
No, I agree.
A lot of
I
times
agree.
they're just
I'm
big
not
guys.
going to deny that.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they're getting all these guys.
Yes.
Some have to hit.
I
And
agree. Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more guys than what I just listed. These were just some of the guys I've listed.
Well, when you're at a school like that, like that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're looking for those guys that are done at the Power 4 level, and it's not even
kind
just
of
that they're
like a last chance, you're just
Yeah.
not as bad.
yeah, you're not going JUCO, you're
Yeah.
going to the Sun
You're
Belt.
going from high P4 to
group of 6,
group of
5.
5. Group of 5, yeah.
But let me tell you something, you're wrong.
All right.
Because this year in the Sun Belt, Old Dominion
What?
is gonna win the Sun Belt.
What?
They have the tackle machine, Jason Henderson, coming back
What?
from the grave. That
What?
man was done for. He is coming back, gonna be stronger than ever, breaking his former tackle record from 2023, I believe he broke it.
Yes.
Broke Jordan Young's tackling
And-
record. Shout out Jordan Young.
And then it got
J-Watt.
broken last year by Sean Dolak
Yeah.
at Buffalo. He wants that back.
That's why he came back.
Why? Yep. Really? It's not just Jason Henderson, though. They have a young, shining star at quarterback in Colton Joseph, who
Which I
is
recruited.
gonna
I recruited.
he's gonna be turning some heads. Very strong athlete, has good zip on the ball. And I'll be honest with you, that's about all I know about ODUs for this year, is that they
Fair,
got those two
fair,
guys.
fair.
But I knew that this man was picking them, so I didn't want to go too far into it. I wanted to let him cook.
Well, let's see if he even does pick them.
That would
You are currently working for ODU football, who is in the Sun Belt. Who do you have winning the Sun Belt? Here, I'll let you take a shot.
For the first time in Old Dominion football history, they will win a conference championship.
Why don't you say we?
We will win a conference
I will
championship.
win a conference championship.
The Sun Belt, they're already on high alert. ODU, Colton Joseph. Let's start there. Let's start with Colton. So, let me tell you a little something about Colton Joseph. Leader, athletic, amazing arm, locker room guy, which ties into leader. Colton Joseph, along with our new receivers, got a transfer from Tulane.
Name?
Sydney Massa. I don't know how to say his last name. It's very.
It's like Membasor.
It's yeah.
Membasor.
It's. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I did- I
I don't
played-
want to mess it up.
I started a dynasty last night with Old Dominion. Very
I
familiar
don't-
with this Sydney Membasor guy.
Do not want to mess it up. Running backs. Oh, wide receivers again. Two of the best JUCO wide receivers in all of college football. Trey Brown and Ja'Cory Thomas.
He just had to let it sink
Had to
in.
let the aura
had to
sink
let
in.
the claps.
Had to let the aura sink in.
Did you personally give those guys visits when they came in?
I personally did not give them anything, but I did. I didn't give them any.
Whoa.
I didn't give them tours. But I.
What did you
I
give
did.
them?
I did watch their
What did you mean
film.
by that?
I did watch their film, and I did like them a lot when they were in JUCO.
Okay.
And they both came out of Hutchinson Community College. which is one of the best community colleges in all of JUCO. If you know JUCO ball,
you know.
if you know JUCO ball,
If you know, you know.
Hutch.
Hutch Community College.
Hutch guys.
Running backs, Devin Roche, elite speed, elite cutting ability.
You just said that into no microphone.
I recruited Devin Roche.
Tight ends, we have 3 studs at tight end. Dawson Johnson out of Florida transfer. Jalen Butler coming back this year for a big year for him.
Who's the third?
Really good player.
Are you waiting for the applause to finish?
Thank you. Chris Warren coming in along with the 2 other tight ends. That elite group.
2 tight ends?
That elite group.
3 tight ends coming.
Markai James is an up-and-coming talent.
Where's he play?
Running back. He's Markai James, Devin Roche, and our running back group. We got a lot of transfers coming in, and I think our offense is going to be significantly better. And this is the year of Colton Joseph, like I said. The defense for ODU football, if you've watched any Old Dominion football, you know the defense is always elite. Linebackers are always outstanding. Jason Henderson, Cohen Altala, Jaleel Colbreth, Mario Thompson, just 4 guys to name who honestly can all be all-conference first team. Not even kidding.
There's not enough spots for all of them.
Well,
no, I'm just saying, like, they're that good, like, that there's just not enough room for all of them to play at one time.
yeah, there is.
You
Well,
guys play 4 linebackers?
3.
You need
Well, I
4
didn't
guys.
say that. We play however many we
You
want to
get the
play.
best 11 on the field.
We play however many we want to play, and they're all conference caliber players. Defensive line is going to be elite. Still have Chris Trinidad returning. Chris Trinidad's might be top 3 defensive linemen in all of the Sun Belt right now. Secondary, we got some transfers coming in. Secondaries, we got transfers coming in. We kind of have a brand new secondary right now, but if we can fix stuff up in the secondary and our defense can play as elite as they always do, with the combination of the offense, striking ability, and then our defense coming in and doing the job they always do, Old Dominion football is going to win the Sun Belt, and nothing can stop us. Thank you.
Well,
Besides Georgia Southern.
that was quite a memorable speech.
It was.
Look, I went over this because you brought up ODU in your hot takes for college football as well. There is nothing I want more in this world. I don't know what.
Did he just break it?
Yes, he did. He was so passionate. There is nothing I want more in this world than for ODU to go 12-0,
I think we all shed a tear.
win the conference, be the 12th team in the playoff, and win it all. Have someone at ODU win the Heisman like that. I would love that so much. Could they do it? I'm not saying it's not impossible. Like,
So you're saying there's a chance?
there's a chance. Absolutely, there's a chance. I'm just saying I think it's a little bit of a long shot this year specifically.
They're never not going to say that about ODU, though.
Yes, I agree.
It's never not
From
gonna be
my
a thing.
experience working at ODU players, staff, and the student body, all of Norfolk, it's that underdog mentality.
We'll always be the
Everyone's
underdog.
doubting you. Everyone's just looking over you. No one believes in you. And you carry that chip on your shoulder. Absolutely. That's just the Norfolk way. That's how ODU's always been. So I expect them to go in with that mentality. Absolutely. And I hope you guys are right that they win it. I want them to win it. I just think it's a little bit of a long shot this year.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about that. All right. I think this was a pretty productive video.
I think so too.
And some of our answers surprised me a little. I'm sure mine.
I think this is some of the most deepest analytical work we've done.
It's up there for sure.
A lot of statistics, a lot of backing up our answers.
Yeah. Except for my Georgia pick, I literally just said it's Georgia. But yeah. Would you guys like to say anything before we close this off?
Anybody have a question?
I have a question. It's not as good as it usually is, but I am curious. What do you guys think is the best uniform in all of college football?
Oh man, I could be very biased here.
Be biased if you want. If you want to be biased, be biased. I understand there's a business side to this as well, so
Can I
go ahead. Go ahead.
Old Dominion football, Hudson blue jerseys with the
Those are
racetrack logo.
Yes, those. I think those are some of the best helmets. in all of
Look
college
up
football.
the Hudson blue Old Dominion football jerseys
I'm sure we'll
and
put
the
a picture of it.
uniforms.
I was about to say we literally have the helmet.
Yeah, the helmet. Both of these helmets. I like this one a little bit better.
I don't know. I like the light blue.
I think I like the stripe on this helmet a little bit better than this one not having a stripe. But either one, they go perfectly with the uniform, with the jersey and the pants. Just the overall color combination of ODU is like perfect. The dark blue, the light blue, the white, the silver, it all looks so amazing on a jersey and on a helmet. I think I honestly like if ODU is a little bit more popular, I think it would be easily in the conversation of them being one of the best uniforms in college football.
I agree. I really do love our Hudson Blues. I love the color combination ODU has. I've always loved our Hudson Blues, and I do think that these retro helmets are some of the best helmets in all of college football. So I'll agree with you there. JJ, you got one?
You go ahead first. I'm still thinking.
This might be cheating a little bit, but I have a two-way tie because I really do like these teams combos a lot. Oregon and Ole Miss. I really love
The baby blue.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's just so clean, very pleasing to the eyes. They look sick when they're running on the field with it. And of course Oregon, like the home of Nike, like they're always gonna have really sick stuff. So it may be a little bit cheating, but Oregon and Ole Miss to me have the best uniforms.
You know who
in
looked
college
really
football.
good in Ole Miss?
Who?
Those uniforms? Jackson Dart.
I knew you were going to say that, but I can't disagree. Like, everyone at Ole Miss looks sick when they wear those uniforms. It's not even just the light blues. Like, I like the color red they have. Like, I really like Ole Miss's.
So I am kind of going to cheat like you did.
Okay.
I kind of have a tie between two teams. And it's more so just the color combinations of these jerseys that I like a lot. I think Ohio State's are kind of sick. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a
like the
big fan
helmets.
of Ohio State. But the years that they brought out those gray jerseys with the black stripes
I
on
would
them,
say the black ones are nice.
they're the black jerseys. I like just the clean red and white ones too. Those ones are always sick. And then my second team is Florida. I've always been a big
It's a
fan
very clean
of the
look.
blue and orange.
It's a very clean look.
The blue and orange and the old school one that have it says Gators or like just
yes.
the like crocodile in the
No,
suit
I
or
like
like
you
not
said,
the,
I
the
like
gator.
the one that says. I like when it says Gators.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
sick.
think DJ Lagway is going to make them relevant again, and I think that Florida is going to be a cool team to like again.
Mhm.
So I don't know. And I've always just been a big fan of their uniform combinations. I've always liked blue and orange. Like I always liked UVA's because they were blue and orange, even though their jerseys are not very good. I think
They're
They're
not
not
bad.
bad. They're not
Florida's got the cooler looking blue though.
Can we all admit that ODU has the best jerseys in Virginia?
Let me think about it. I would say so. I'm trying to think because I'm not a fan of Tech's colors. Liberty's is just the American flag. Who else we got? JMU.
JMU's
I don't like
would
I don't like their
never say
combination.
that. I would never choose. That.
Techs are cool.
I'm not a fan of Tech. That
Some of
orange,
Tech's
the
You don't like the
orange
maroon?
and that
I kinda-
red combination.
I
don't think it goes
kinda
that
like
well.
it.
I don't think it goes that well. I'm not saying it's the same as the Browns. It's just I don't know. It's not that it's like it, but it reminds me of it a little bit. Like
I think I could easily say ODU does.
I would say ODU has the best uniform combination in the state of Virginia.
Now let's make them the best football team in Virginia.
Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for.
It will happen.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. We hope you liked it. Leave a comment on what you agree with, what you disagree with. Make sure you follow us on TikTok and Twitter at PM Football Podcast. If you have any suggestions on any videos you would like to see, please comment it. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.